If you're hearing this, I'm probably being awesome somewhere. Or dead. Either way, you're tuned to Tower Radio. Don't, screw it up. Test. Test. Is this thing working? Ghost, tell me this isn't broadcasting to Shax's personal feed again. Last time he sent me a recording of him yelling, "Yes!" for 45 minutes straight.
I've double-checked the encryption. We're piggybacking on a long-dead Braytech uplink and bouncing it off a derelict Cabal signal tower. Should be safe.
Translation. If you're hearing this, congrats! You found the most questionable frequency in the system. Welcome, Guardians, to the Cloak and Echo, the only radio show brought to you by a hunter for hunters. And anyone else who likes guns, loot, and stories that definitely won't get me in trouble with the Vanguard.
That last part is debatable.
Ignore my ghost. They're just mad I used their shell to open a jar of spicy ramen sauce yesterday. But hey, if you're tuned in, you're either lucky or have questionable taste in radio frequencies. Either way, you're in for a wild ride across the system. No rules, no filters, just the kind of intel you won't hear in tower briefings. Let's kick things off with the news. First up, the Vanguard confirmed what we all knew. The Vex are still doing weird Vex things on Nessus. Warlocks are writing whole dissertations on the new time fracture anomaly. Meanwhile, hunters, we're using it to speedrun lost sectors. Who's the smart class now, Ikora?
Technically, the time dilation is dangerous.
Technically, so is jumping off the tower for fun, but that doesn't stop half the Guardians I know.
That's different. The temporal instability could potentially trap you in a recursive loop.
Yeah, but think of the loot per minute. 3 legendary engrams in 40 seconds is a new record. Worth the existential risk, if you ask me. Ooh, that reminds me. Word out of the EDZ says there's a new gang of Fallen calling themselves the Skyrust Syndicate. Apparently led by a Dreg with a shank strapped to each arm, like knives. Stylish. Stupid. Classic Fallen.
They've been raiding Golden Age bunkers for something specific, not just the usual scavenging.
Right, and get this. My source says they're collecting pre-collapse batteries. For what? No idea, but I'm betting it's either going to explode or try to kill us. Or explode while trying to kill us.
Your source being the hunter you met in that bar who paid you with a rusty sparrow part?
Hey, Drifter vouched for him, sort of. He nodded in his general direction once. Yesterday I took a quick job in the Cosmodrome. Thought it'd be a simple shoot some hive, grab the loot, jet out deal. But nope. Turns out the hive are trying to grow a tree made of chitin and nightmares in a sealed bunker.
It's some kind of fungal anchor, possibly tied to the witness's corruption.
Yeah, I call it the Nope Tree. I threw a Nova Bomb at it. Impressive because I don't even have void powers. And it blinked at me, like eyelids on bark.
That's not anatomically possible. Trees don't have eyelids.
Tell that to the tree! It watched me the whole time, creepy. Then it started making this weird humming sound like someone gargling while playing a theremin.
I detected unusual harmonic frequencies. They were resonating with certain neurotransmitters in nearby Thrall. Could be a method of control or communication.
Whatever it was doing, it didn't like my golden gun. Set 3 branches on fire and the thing screamed. Not like a person scream. More like, you know when you step on a Dreg's foot and they make that surprise chirp hiss? Like that, but slower and deeper.
I've archived samples for study. The Cryptarchs will want to analyze this.
Moral of the story? Don't trust trees in hive territory. Or better yet, just burn them all down and ask questions later. Hunter problem solving at its finest. Tired of your pulse rifle jamming right when the Cabal War Beast charges? Swing by the tower and let Banshee 44 tune it up. He may forget your name, but he never forgets a weapon. Upgrades, calibrations, and maybe a cryptic mutter about the good old days. All at Banshee's Gunsmith Services. Side effects may include a sudden desire to dismantle everything in your vault. And now, call-in corner. We ask Guardians to send us their burning questions. Let's take a few.
I should note that I've implemented a 5-second delay, just in case someone tries to broadcast tower security codes again.
That was one time, and technically it was Cade's fault. Anyway, first caller, you're on with the Cloak and Echo.
Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller? Is it true hunters just roll around until enemies get tired?
Absolutely. It's called evasion tactics. We studied it in the back of Zavala's Patience. Next question.
You could have given a more informative answer about hunter mobility and strategic positioning.
Could have, didn't want to. Hunter secret techniques stay secret. Next caller.
I ate an engram. Is that bad?
Yes and no. Depends on your light tolerance. Was it at least an exotic?
purple, tasted like lightning and sadness.
Ah, legendary. Could be worse. Ghost, any medical advice for our Titan friend?
Engrams aren't meant for consumption. They're compressed data matrices containing matter patterns. But given Titan physiology, you'll probably be fine. Might glow for a few days.
On the bright side, you'll save glimmer on nightlights. Next caller.
My ghost keeps judging my fashion choices. Is there a reset button?
There is not.
Found the sensitive topic. Actually, try complimenting your ghost shell more often. They're vain little things.
Says the hunter who spent 3 hours adjusting his cape in the tower yesterday.
It's called style, ghost. Something you wouldn't understand with that basic shell. Last caller, make it quick.
Any tips for a new hunter in the Crucible?
Jump! A lot! Never stop jumping. If Lord Shax can still see your feet, you're doing it wrong. And remember, your true opponent isn't the other Guardians, it's gravity. Guardian, you work hard, slaying hive gods, resetting the Crucible leaderboard. Again, you've earned a treat. So head to Eva Levante's booth in the tower. Cookies, candies, and other mysterious baked goods that somehow power your super faster. They're holiday approved and traveler blessed. Don't ask what's in them, just eat them and glow.
I've decrypted a data packet. Intercepted Cabal transmissions suggest Empress Kayatl is moving a fleet element back toward Mars. Not open war, but something stirring.
You know, I was going to make a joke about Kayatl's massive ships compensating for something, but last time I did that, 3 Cabal interceptors showed up outside my hideout.
That wasn't a coincidence. Your comm frequency was compromised.
Wait, what?
Moving on. The data suggests they're searching for something. Multiple excavation teams, heavy equipment, Psion divination units.
Mars already gave us Siva, Rasputin, and those tiny chocolate bars from the Braytech vending machines. What else could they want?
Unknown, but these transmissions were heavily encrypted, even for Cabal standards.
Sounds like good loot to me. Or certain death. Usually the same thing in our line of work.
I'm also detecting unusual Pyramidian energy signatures near their dig sites. This could be related to the Witness.
Great, just what we need. More cosmic horror. File that under problems for tomorrow's buddy. Before I go, here's a little wisdom from yours truly. Life as a Guardian's weird. One day, you're punching Hive in the face. The next, you're arguing over who gets the last exotic engram. But we're still here.
That's surprisingly profound.
I have my moments. Somewhere between my 15th death today and watching a kindergarten try to ride a fallen pike backwards, I realized something.
That you should be more careful?
No. That we're living the strangest, most beautiful second chance the universe has ever seen. I mean, think about it. We died once already. Everything after that, bonus round.
You never talk like this around other Guardians.
That's because I have a reputation to maintain. Can't let people know there's actual thoughts happening up here.
Your secret's safe with the, hundreds of listeners.
Look, all I'm saying is, between the cosmic gods trying to erase us and the Vanguard's weapon balancing patches, we're still light bearers, champions, chosen. We're still fighting.
And sometimes failing.
And sometimes winning. And sometimes just standing on the tower, throwing ourselves off the edge for fun. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Not even for Cade's old cape.
Now I know you're being sincere.
And sometimes, just sometimes, we're a bunch of resurrected weirdos doing our best to save humanity while collecting cool guns. And that's enough. This is Buddy, the Guardian, signing off. You've been listening to the Cloak and Echo. Same weird time, same questionable frequency.
You actually completed a broadcast without causing an interplanetary incident. I'm impressed.
The night is still young, Ghost. Don't jinx it.
The encryption is dropping. We should wrap this up.
Right. Until next time, Guardians, keep your cloaks dry, your knives sharp, and your excuses ready for when Zavala asks where you've been.
Speaking of which, there's a message from the Vanguard about an unauthorized Sparrow requisition.
And for anyone from the tower listening, I definitely didn't steal that Sparrow. Mostly.
Here we go again.
Darlings, listen up. When the universe is ending for the 5th time, you might as well look fabulous. Tess Everest invites you to Eververse, where style is eternal and shaders are forever out of stock. Glamour, glitter, and gear that sparkles brighter than your ghost's personality. Eververse, because function is boring.
Guardian, you work hard, slaying hive gods, resetting the Crucible leaderboard. Again, you've earned a treat. So head to Eva Levante's booth in the tower. Cookies, candies, and other mysterious baked goods that somehow power your super faster. They're holiday approved and traveler blessed. Don't ask what's in them. Just eat them and glow.
You're not supposed to be listening, but here you are. The Cloak and Echo Show on Tower Radio.
Broadcasting from somewhere between Zavala's Patience and Shax's Scream Range, this is Light It Up, the only show dedicated to turning fresh-rezzed kindergardians into bona fide legends. I'm your host, Buddy, hunter, cloak connoisseur, and your personal Sherpa through this weird little light trip.
And I'm Echo, his ghost. I brought him back once, regretting it daily.
Okay, kindergardian, you just woke up in the Cosmodrome. Confused? Great. That means your brain works. You're technically dead, but also very technically alive thanks to your new little buddy, Ghost.
Hello, you're welcome.
The Traveler, big shiny space ball in the sky, gives out light. Ghosts carry that light. We pick guardians, people who can use the light to fight back the darkness. You're one of those people now.
Which says more about the state of the universe than your qualifications.
No pressure. Look, the basics are pretty simple. You died, maybe centuries ago, maybe yesterday, doesn't matter. Your ghost found something special in whatever bones, dust, or weirdly preserved corpse you left behind.
I detected potential for light wielding, also a distinct lack of better options in the vicinity.
Now you've got supernatural powers, the ability to come back from death over and over, and a fancy new job defending humanity from extinction. Cool, right?
Side effects may include memory loss, existential crises, and an unhealthy addiction to collecting better guns.
The darkness is complicated. Ancient enemy of the Traveler. Bad news for everyone. Think of it as the cosmic off switch trying to turn out all the lights in the universe.
Including yours, permanently.
Your job is to keep that from happening. Use your light, learn your abilities, and maybe figure out who you were before all this. Or don't. Fresh start. Your call. Let's talk threats. There's a whole buffet of things trying to kill you. Let's start simple.
The Fallen, scavengers with extra arms and a grudge. Space pirates, basically.
They used to have the Traveler before us. Now they want it back. Think of them as that X who keeps driving by your house at night, except with shock rifles and teleportation tech.
They also worship machines and smell like wet carpet. Just an observation.
Next, the Hive. Think space zombies with a religion. Creepy, chitin-covered, and they do this thing where they chant your doom. It's adorable.
They worship giant worm gods and believe killing makes them stronger. Which technically it does, so points for honesty.
If you see glowing green runes and hear whispering that makes you want to throw up, that's Hive territory. Pro tip, shoot the thrall first. Little screamers travel in packs.
Then there's the Vex, time-traveling robot cult, also adorable, in a horrifying shoot-you-in-the-face-with-lasers way.
Imagine milk cartons with legs that want to convert the entire universe into a giant calculator. That's the Vex. They don't hate you. They just don't think you should exist in their perfect math equation.
Their critical spots glow, which is considerate of them. Aim for the white belly juice.
And the Cabal, big armored war hippos. They hit hard but run slow. Think of them as angry space turtles with a lot of guns.
They also blow up planets for getting in their way. Military efficiency at its finest.
If you run into one, aim for the head. If you can't see the head because it's charging at you like a freight train, aim for whatever's closest and pray.
Oh, there are more, but you'll meet them when they try to kill you.
Spoilers.
Worth noting that sometimes these factions fight each other. Feel free to watch and take notes, or join in. Nothing brings enemies together like a guardian with a grenade.
Oh, and if you see anything that looks like a taken human crossed with an oil spill and bad dreams, run. That's probably Taken or Scorn. We'll cover those in the advanced class.
Right after How Not to Fall Off Cliffs 101.
Once you've made it through your first firefight without dropping your gun, you'll end up in the tower. That's HQ, home, shopping mall, social experiment.
The last standing safe city on Earth, relatively speaking.
It's right under the Traveler, so you get that cool view every time you're shopping for new capes, or whatever warlocks and titans wear. Dresses and shoulder pads, I think.
Let's introduce your new coworkers.
Commander Zavala, Titan, Vanguard leader, voice like a thunderstorm. Take him seriously. He doesn't joke. Ever.
I've monitored him for 37 years, still waiting for the punchline.
He'll give you missions, stern looks, and occasionally say something in that voice that makes you want to salute and apologize for everything you've ever done wrong, even stuff you haven't done yet.
Ikora Ray, Warlock Vanguard, sees everything, definitely knows what you did in the Crucible.
Word of advice, don't challenge her to a Crucible match. There are still scorch marks in places that defy physics from the last Guardian who tried.
She once had a reputation for being calm and collected. Then Cade happened.
Shax runs the Crucible, loud, encouraging, will yell yes when you throw someone off a cliff. It's inspiring.
The helmet stays on, don't ask why, just accept it.
He's basically a motivational speaker with access to heavy ammunition. You'll hear him before you see him. Always.
Banshee 44, the Tower Gunsmith. Sweet guy, memory's a bit scrambled.
The 44 means he's been rebooted 44 times, which is why he might forget your name, your face, or the gun he just handed you 5 minutes ago. But he never forgets how to make something that goes boom.
He once gave Buddy the same sidearm 3 times in one day. Buddy didn't correct him.
Cade used to be the Hunter Vanguard, but we don't talk about that yet.
Moving on.
You'll also meet Drifter. He runs Gambit. Sketchy guy, cool coins, probably planning something that'll get us all killed or rich, maybe both.
Trust him exactly as far as you can throw him, less if possible.
The tower's got vendors for everything. Armor, weapons, ships, sparrows. It's like a mall, but everyone's armed and immortal. What could go wrong?
Hey, buddy, what subclass should I pick first?
Great question. You're going to start with one of the 3 light subclasses automatically. Most newbies get Arc first. It's electric and zippy. Literally makes you a walking thunderstorm. But don't sweat your starter. You'll unlock them all eventually.
Just try not to electrocute yourself. You'd be surprised how many Guardians do.
Each energy type has a different vibe. Arc is all about speed and chain lightning. Void's about gravity, suppression, and making things go poof into nothing. Solar brings the heat. You'll be throwing flaming knives or hammers or, becoming a literal phoenix.
And then there's the newer stuff. Stasis, which is ice-based darkness power. Perfect for freezing enemies, teammates, yourself in embarrassing positions.
Hey, that was one time in a Nightfall, but yeah, Stasis makes you that guy who accidentally freezes your entire fire team during a boss fight. They'll forgive you. Eventually.
Strand makes you feel like an angry puppeteer with cosmic green string. Also dangerous.
Bottom line, try them all. Each class handles them differently too. A Titan's Soul Hammer feels nothing like a Hunter's Golden Gun, even though they're both solar. It's all about finding what clicks with you.
Or what causes the least friendly fire incidents. Banshee 44's Used Gun Emporium, where every gun comes with 2 questions. How did I get this, and why is it sticky? Come see Banshee today. Just don't ask about the smell.
That sidearm he gave me squeaks when I reload it.
You named it Squeakers. You refuse to use anything else.
It speaks to me. All right. 3 survival rules for every new Guardian. 1. Always reload. Running dry mid-fight is how ghosts get sarcastic. 2. Jump responsibly. Gravity is not your friend. 3. Emote after every win. It sends a message.
That message is, I wasted time dancing while my fire team died.
Worth it. That's it for episode 1. You're now light-wielding, barely trained, and probably on fire at least once already. But hey, you're ready. The universe is big, dangerous, and full of loot. Just how we like it.
Next time, loadouts, fire teams, and what a raid actually is. Spoiler alert, it's not just a kitchen bug spray.
Until then, Guardians, light it up. And if it moves and growls, shoot it twice, for safety.
And for fun.
Welcome back, Kinderguardians, to Light It Up, the only show where we throw Nova bombs at bad advice and golden gun headshots at bad habits. I'm Buddy, your favorite cloak-wearing, emotionally available hunter. And with me, as always, is the ghost with the most.
I'm contractually obligated to be here. Let's just get through this before your ego overcharges your arc capacitor again.
So today we're talking subclasses, your main source of space magic. If your guns are the paintbrush, your subclass is the whole dang canvas.
Each class, Titan, Warlock, and Hunter, gets access to multiple subclasses, powered by either light or darkness. That means you've got a lot of ways to explode stuff stylishly.
You start with Arc Strider as a hunter. Cool. Later, you'll unlock Solar Void and even Strand and Stasis. Each one's got its own super, grenades, melee abilities, and movement tech. Bark, movement speed, lightning punches for those of us who like breakdancing with death.
Solar, healing, burning, explosions, for when you want to be flashy and supportive.
Void suppression, invisibility, and devouring health like a hive worm on cheat day.
Each subclass lets you pick your abilities, different grenades, melee powers, aspects, and fragments. Experiment. Pick what fits your vibe, whether you're a sweaty Crucible gremlin or a chill PvE fire team hero.
Let's get to the good stuff. Supers. These are your game changers, your big finishers, your I've had enough of this button.
Each subclass has a unique super. Warlocks throw flaming swords. Hunters go full anime with arc staffs. Titans become missiles.
Just remember, use your super wisely. Blowing it on a single thrall is funny, but Zavala might not be impressed.
Once you finish the Beyond Light and Lightfall campaigns, you unlock Darkness subclasses, Stasis, and Strand.
Stasis lets you freeze enemies solid and shatter them into cosmic snowflakes. Strand is all about movement and manipulation, threadlings, grapples, and green stringy death. With Strand, hunters swing like space Spider-Men, warlocks get minions, titans become wrecking balls with ropes. It's amazing.
Hey, buddy, I don't know which subclass to stick with. I like all of them. Help?
First of all, great problem to have. Try them all. Running solo? Void's great for survivability. Playing support? Solar's your healing hero. Need burst damage? Arc or Strand is Chef's kiss. Feeling edgy? Go Stasis and freeze your problems.
Or build around your playstyle. Aggressive, Arc, Sneaky, Void, Tactical, Strand, Annoying, Stasis.
Some hot tips before you dive into the subclass buffet. 1. Don't super into a wall. Trust me. 2. Don't pop your solar healing super and then run away from your team. 3. Strand grapples are not a substitute for intelligence.
And don't forget to equip fragments and aspects. Your subclass is modular. Use that customization.
All right, Guardians, next time you're charging your super, remember, it's not just about damage, it's about style. Space magic style.
Next episode, loadouts, weapons, and whatnot to bring into the Crucible.
This has been Lighted Up, the Kinderguardian Survival Guide. Keep it flashy, keep it charged, and remember, friends don't let friends Nova bomb air.
The tower's still standing. The people are still dancing. Tower Radio, turn it up.
Darlings, listen up. When the universe is ending for the 5th time, you might as well look fabulous. Tess Everest invites you to Eververse, where style is eternal and shaders are forever out of stock. Glamour, glitter, and gear that sparkles brighter than your ghost's personality. Eververse, because function is boring.
Tower Radio, huh? Well, let's get weird, Guardians.
Broadcasting straight from the last city, this is Tower Radio. Loud, proud, light-powered.
Bright lights, fast rides, and you know, sonic vibes. Neo Muna Nights, they live on Tower Radio.
Need a smidge more sarcasm in your daily life? Well, good news! You can now bring home your very own fail-safe AI companion. She comes with both cheerful and passive-aggressive modes to keep things interesting. She'll helpfully remind you to reload your weapon, monitor your health levels, and of course, question every life choice you've ever made, just like the authentic fail-safe experience. Pick one up today, available exclusively on Nessus. But fair warning, may cause unexpected bouts of existential dread. Want to look edgy without spending all your bright dust? Come on down to Dredgen's Discount Cloaks. We got cowls, hoods, and enough black leather to make a hunter cry tears of cool. Worn by rogues, fashionistas, and drifter types alike. Mention this ad and get a free ghost shell. Welcome back, space cowboys and cosmically confused killers. You're listening to The Cloak and Echo, the show that broadcasts from a questionable console behind Banshee's workshop. I'm Buddy, hunter, cloak model, ghost whisperer, and your guide to the tower's darkest corners. Tonight, we're diving into the void between light and memory with our episode, Dead Ghosts Tell No Tales. Because let's face it, in a world where death is just a temporary inconvenience, what happens to the Guardians who never came back?
I feel obligated to point out this might be morbid territory.
Says the floating resurrection battery who's seen me die how many times this week?
17. The Cabal tank incident counts as 3 separate deaths.
See? Death's just an occupational hazard, unless you're forgotten. So grab your ghost, dim your lights, and settle in. We're about to unravel some spectral threads that the Vanguard archives conveniently misplaced. Word from the tower's low-level channels, Osiris might have accidentally pinged a deep sight node inside a thrall nest. He's fine. Physically, that is. Mentally, though, still reading like a broken warlock textbook.
That's hardly news. Osiris interfaces with questionable technologies every Tuesday.
Yeah, but this time Saint 14 had to physically drag him out while he was muttering equations. Even Ikora looked concerned, and that woman could watch the sun explode without blinking. And get this! There's a new covert mission on Nessus, completely unlisted. No name, no briefing, no official Vanguard stamp. Just a blinking node and a cryptic message. If you remember us, come find us.
Which you immediately investigated without backup or authorization.
Would you expect anything less? The mysterious, the forbidden, the probably gonna kill me? That's basically catnip for hunters. So naturally, I went. Transmatted down to coordinates that weren't even on my nav system. Found an old Golden Age research site, half consumed by Vex architecture. Looked abandoned for centuries.
The ambient light readings were unusual, fluctuating in patterns I've never documented before.
The whole place felt wrong. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and instantly know something bad happened there? Multiply that by 1,000. And what I found inside wasn't friendly, wasn't alive either, but it remembered being both.
Perhaps we should explain what we...
Not yet. First, let me tell you what happens when Guardians go missing and nobody bothers to look. Because something's happening out there in the dark spaces between missions. Something the Vanguard isn't telling us about.
The Cloak and Echo will return after these messages.
Balance, focus, discipline. These are the foundations of not just our light, but our bodies as well. Now, downward, dog.
My knees don't bend that way, instructor.
Then you adapt. Your enemies will not wait for you to find comfort. Neither will this pose. Now, everyone breathe in the essence of the traveler. Hold it, channel it through your solar plexus, and release.
Is it normal to feel like my spine is trying to escape my body?
That is merely your physical form transcending its limitations. Good.
Join Zavala's Sunrise Yoga every morning before the daily reset. For Guardians who need to stretch more than just their power level.
Sponsored by Dead Orbit's Essential Oils. Smell like the end of days, even if you survive them. Available now at Eververse. Use code OrbitNamasti for 10% off your first purchase.
So I went into that mystery node on Nessus. Alone. You know, classic hunter mistake. But somebody had to check it out, and Vanguard wasn't exactly rushing to investigate.
I advised against it, for the record.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to make the bad decisions around here. The air was wrong from the moment I transmatted in. Vex tech completely rusted over. Conversion fluid dried up. Plants growing through milk pools that should have been active. The strangest part? No enemies. None. Not even corpses. Just silence. Like something had swept through and cleaned house. I followed the signal deeper into a chamber the Vex had converted from one of the Exodus ship's old cargo bays. And then I found them. 3 Guardians. Burned out, bodies crumpled around a ghost. A Titan still clutching a hand cannon. A warlock face down in what looked like scan notes. And a hunter propped against the wall, like they just sat down to rest. Their ghost was flickering, just whispering the same thing over and over. We never left. We never left.
The ghost core was severely damaged, trapped in a recursive memory loop.
I don't know what happened, but someone sent them there and left them. Their tech was pre-Red War. They'd been there for years.
Based on decay patterns and ambient Vex temporal interference, I estimate they died approximately 37 months ago.
That's not a Vanguard op. That's something else. There was no extraction, no recovery team, just 3 Guardians sent to die.
I archived its logs. Encryption predates the Red War, possibly Golden Age AI intervention, extremely sophisticated.
And someone is scrubbing the records. When I got back to the tower, I checked the Guardian registry. They weren't there. No record of their deployment, no mission logs. The weird part? I recognized one of them. A hunter who used to run strikes with Cade. But when I mentioned her name to Ikora, she looked at me like I was speaking Hive. If you find nodes with no data, don't ignore them. If you hear whispers from empty comms, don't dismiss them. Those ghosts were Guardians once, and something is erasing them completely. I've stored the coordinates in an encrypted channel, sending them out to any listeners who might remember these Guardians. If that's you, be careful. Whatever got them might still be waiting.
Today's special, Ether fried noodles with genuine Nessus spice. Makes your mouth tingle and your ghost worried.
Is it supposed to be glowing?
Only the good parts. Try our famous Radiolaria buns. Perfectly safe once solidified. Probably.
I'm detecting trace amounts of Vex milk. That can't be legal.
And for brave ones, my brother's totally safe fusion core dumplings. Extra spicy. Makes your insides feel like Servitor explosion.
This is literally melting my gun.
Yes, working as intended. Sign of quality.
Elixni Street Eats, now at the Tower Bazaar and Luna Refugee Settlement. Because flavor should be dangerous, and digestion should be an adventure.
Medical transmat services sold separately.
All right, Space Wanderers, time for my favorite segment, Call In Corner. Tonight's topic, ghost stories. Not the spooky campfire kind, but the actual my floating little light buddy did something weird kind. Lines are open, so don't be shy. First caller, you're live on the Cloak and Echo. What's your ghost story?
Hi, I'm a warlock from the Praxic Order. Been around since, well, long enough. I saw my ghost die once. Like, actually die.
Wait, what? But you're still here talking to me, so...
It was during a hive ritual. They trapped its light, somehow. Took 3 days to reboot. The shell was intact, but whatever makes a ghost, that was gone. When it came back, it wasn't the same.
How so?
Now it flinches every time I reload a shotgun. Won't go near hive runes. Sometimes I catch it scanning the room while I sleep, like it's looking for threats. Been that way for years.
That's trauma, buddy. Get that ghost therapy, or at least a hug. Ghosts carry a lot for us. Maybe we should carry something for them too. Next caller, what's your tale?
Designation XO22, Hunter. I was exploring deep in the Cosmodrome in a section that predates the wall. Found a ghost there, shell-cracked, eyed him.
Another dead ghost?
Not dead, just lost. It was whispering names, a list over and over. None of them were mine, but one matched my old fire team leaders who died in the Red War. Final death, no ghost to bring her back.
Was the ghost searching for a guardian?
No, it knew these guardians were gone. It was remembering them, like a prayer.
What did you do?
I sat with it until dawn. Then it just floated away. I tried to follow, but it phased through a wall I couldn't breach. Sometimes I go back, but it's never there.
Sometimes the light remembers what we don't. Ghosts carry our history, all the versions of us that died and came back. And maybe the ones who didn't. Anyone else feel like they need a drink? No? Just me then. Let's take our last caller.
They're not all yours.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Some ghosts aren't made by the Traveler. Some are made by us.
Well, that wasn't cryptic and terrifying at all. Ghost, did you trace that?
Signal origin was everywhere and nowhere, like it was coming from inside our transmission.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. This is why I drink Elixni Moonshine. Speaking of cryptic ghost situations, my own little light has been doing some digging, haven't you?
I have, and what I found is troubling.
More troubling than our mysterious caller? Great, just what my nerves needed.
I accessed a forgotten Rasputin subnode last week, titled Echoes of Breach 77. The data was fragmented, but I managed to reconstruct parts of it.
And?
The data shows multiple Guardian resurrections that were never reported to the Vanguard. Off-books, off-grid.
Guardians die and come back all the time. That's our thing. What's weird about that?
The ghosts responsible for these resurrections, their light signatures were anomalous. They were different. Their light was synthetic, mixed with Braytech code.
You're telling me someone made fake ghosts?
Possibly. or corrupted them into something new. The data suggests Clovis Bray was experimenting with light manipulation during the collapse, finding ways to program it.
Program the light? That's not possible.
And yet, the logs show it happened. These modified ghosts didn't just revive Guardians, they rewrote them.
Rewrote? Like what? Their memories?
More fundamental than that. Personality constructs, decision matrices, free will parameters. The logs refer to it as probability alignment. These Guardians were being nudged towards specific outcomes without knowing it.
So they were puppets, thinking they were making their own choices?
The line between guided and controlled is very thin. Some entries suggest these Guardians were deployed for field testing, special operations. Many never returned.
How many are we talking about?
The records show 17 subjects. Only 3 returned to the facility. The others vanished. But here's what's troubling. The program didn't end with the collapse. There are access timestamps from much more recently.
Someone's continuing Clovis Bray's work after all this time.
The question is who, and how many Guardians out there aren't what they seem?
Every month, Zur brings you mysteries, weapons, trinkets, the occasional scream. Subscribe to Zurbox and receive a curated selection of forbidden curios direct from the Nine.
Is this... Wait. Is this a severed Cabal tongue?
Yes. Last month's box contained a taken particle suspended in amber. Next month, perhaps a fragment of Ahamkara bone. Perhaps a timepiece that ticks backward. The 9 decree variety.
But what am I supposed to do with a Cabal tongue?
The possibilities are numerous. Some subscribers report prophetic dreams. Others, spontaneous knowledge of dead languages. Results may vary.
Zerbosti, it sees into your soul and ships for free with promo code TentacleFace. Disclaimer, the Vanguard strongly discourages collection of paracausal artifacts. Side effects may include temporal displacement, speaking in riddles, and growing additional eyes.
Ghosts. We joke about them, call them little light bulbs. Floating Rubik's Cubes with anxiety, but they're not just our spark plugs. They're not just the machines that bring us back. They remember what we forget. Every death, every life, the names we used to have. And sometimes they carry secrets we were never meant to see. I don't know who sent those Guardians to die on Nessus. I don't know why their records are being erased. But I'm gonna find out. Because if we don't keep each other honest out here, if we don't remember the ones who vanished, then we're just playing games while the system burns.
Buddy, transmission window closing in 30 seconds.
Already? Fine. All right, Guardians. Time to reload, recharge, and maybe ask Ikora really nicely to let me into her locked archives. Until then, watch your 6, hug your ghost, and if you hear a dead signal whispering your name, maybe don't answer. This is Buddy, signing off from the Cloak and Echo, where the frequency's always haunted and the mic is always hot.
They hear you, always, even here on Tower Radio.
Ever yeeted your sparrow off a cliff during a strike? Happens to the best of us. That's why you need Dead Orbit Sparrow Insurance. For just 3 planetary materials a month, we'll replace your ride. No questions asked. Except maybe, have you considered fleeing the system before it all burns? Dead Orbit. We may be pessimists, but we're covered.
This is Guardian Tower Frequency 7, broadcasting to all sectors. Stay safe, stay sharp.
Yeah, Ikora doesn't really, want you hearing this. Zavala, he really doesn't.
But, we're doing it anyway, you know? Tune in to the Cloak and Echo. You're locked on to Tower Radio and, like, tuned to Cloak and Echo. If it's, off the record, we've got the file.
Hey! Look what the ghost dragged in. Welcome back to the Cloak and Echo, the only broadcast the Vanguard hasn't shut down yet. I'm your host, Buddy, Hunter, Risk Taker, Cloak Enthusiast, and today we're blowing open tower secrets, questionable fashion trends, and why Zavala sighs every time I walk into a room. So grab your favorite subclass and your second favorite snack, because it's gonna be a long transmission.
Buddy, you have 6 strikes flagged in the tower comms log.
That's fewer than last week. Improvement. All right, first up in the tower rumor rundown, Ikora's been spotted late at night in the Hall of Heroes. No one knows why, but the tea is steaming. Word is she's got a hidden archive full of pre-collapse poetry and, wait for it, Warlock fan fiction.
That last part was from a Titan message board.
Yeah, and those guys wouldn't lie, probably. Speaking of questionable information, did you hear about Lord Shax's new Crucible medals? Sources say he's adding one called the Buddy, awarded when you miss every shot but somehow still win. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
That's definitely not true.
Let me have this one, Little Light. Meanwhile, Saint 14 reportedly challenged Shax to a dance-off in the hangar after a Crucible loss. No footage survives, but I have it on good authority that a Warlock cried. And get this, the Cryptarchs are in a full meltdown over a cache of Golden Age fashion magazines found in the Cosmodrome. Rahul hasn't slept in days trying to decode why anyone would wear neon parachute pants. Some mysteries are better left buried, if you ask me.
The Cryptarchs are actually studying valuable historical artifacts.
Yeah, historical artifacts with terrible color coordination. Oh, and hot gossip from the tower cafeteria. They're finally adding a new item to the menu after 87 years. It's, drumroll please, spicy ramen with a slightly different broth. Revolution in culinary arts, folks.
The cafeteria staff work very hard.
And I appreciate every noodle. Real talk, though. The Vex have started probing deeper into the Luna anchor sites. If you're headed that way, pack extra ammo and don't touch the weird cubes. One of them turned a Titan's ghost into a jukebox last week. We still can't get it to stop playing moon jazz. And that's not even the weirdest part. The Vex constructs are showing unusual behavior patterns, almost like they're searching for something specific. 3 fire teams reported seeing Vex units digging through lunar regolith rather than, trying to convert everything to their network.
Vanguard Intelligence is classifying this as a Priority 2 investigation.
Which in Zavala speak means concerning but not immediate apocalypse. Still, keep your eyes up, Guardians. Something's got the time-traveling milk robots extra focused, and that's never good news for the rest of us. Last thing on Luna, dead orbit ships reported unusual gravitational anomalies near the Hellmouth. Could be nothing. Could be the pyramid stirring again. Either way, double-check your jump jets before heading that way.
Need your cloak cleaned after a hard strike? Try Eva Levante's Light Fresh Laundry. We remove 99.9% of hive slime, fallen grease, and even that stubborn taken glitter.
Hello, darlings. You wouldn't face the darkness in filthy armor, would you? Our patented light-infused detergent reaches between the molecules to extract even the most persistent Vex milk stains.
Did your last raid leave mysterious growths on your chest plate? Has your helmet started whispering ancient curses? Eva's team handles it all.
We even offer a special service for hunters who've been dragged through every swamp on Nessus. Your cloak deserves better, Guardian.
Light Fresh Laundry, proudly not responsible for vanishing exotics or armor that develops sentience after cleaning.
Remember, darlings, a clean Guardian is a classy Guardian.
Paid for by the Coalition for Cloak Preservation and hunters who hate musty armor. And yes, I'm a founding member. You try spending 3 weeks in the EDZ without proper laundering. Okay, story time. Last week I took a Vanguard strike with a Titan named Boomstick and a Warlock named Harold? Howard? I don't know. They all float. Mission directive, infiltrate Savathun's throne world. Simple enough, right?
The briefing specifically said stealth required, minimal disturbance.
Exactly, which is why I brought my quietest boots and my most whispery sidearm. Naturally, Boomstick brings a rocket launcher the size of a jump ship. When I asked about it, he just grunted something about insurance policy.
To be fair, the Warlock did bring silencing runes.
Yeah, fat lot of good those did us. First 5 minutes, perfect execution. We're sneaking past this massive group of Lucent Hive. I'm feeling good, like maybe, just maybe, we'll complete a mission without me getting yelled at by Zavala afterward.
A new personal record was within reach.
Then it happened. Boomstick spots this weird hive artifact glowing on a pedestal. Gets this look in his eyes. You know the one? When a Titan's 2 remaining brain cells start rubbing together to make fire, he yells, "Sun's out! Guns out!" and fires a Gjallarhorn into a wall. Not at the artifact, not at an enemy, at the wall.
The structural integrity calculations were not in our favor.
Wall collapses. Complete structural failure. Turns out it was holding back what can only be described as a night choir practicing their death chants. Full concert attire and everything. Meanwhile, our warlock, bless his scholarly heart, panics and tries to cast a rift.
He cast it directly beneath himself while standing on unstable debris.
The rift hits some weird angle of the throne world geometry and ricochets like a pinball. Next thing we know, Harold Howard whatever gets yeeted straight through a portal we didn't even know was there. Vanished. Gone.
We did eventually find him.
3 hours later, inside out, well, temporarily inside out. Thank the Traveler for resurrection. So there I am, Titan going berserk with rockets, Warlock temporarily dimensionally inverted, and a full choir of knights now performing what I can only describe as the angriest opera in the universe. Zavala's minimal disturbance mission turned into a maximum catastrophe.
We did complete the objective, technically.
Only because the entire structure collapsed and the thing we were looking for landed literally in my lap, along with half a ton of hive architecture. Anyway, moral of the story, never trust a Titan with something labeled experimental, or a warlock who insists on bringing a book to a firefight. And if someone does say sun's out, guns out during a stealth mission, just transmat out immediately. It's not worth the paperwork.
Hey there, dirtbags. Need gear the Vanguard doesn't know about? Come on down to Drifter's Grey Market Special. We got mods that'll make Shaxx question your honour, armour with more spikes than your ex-Guardian's personality, ethically questionable hand cannons that whisper sweet nothings when you reload, emotes you'll regret using in the Crucible, Sparrows with suspicious acceleration capabilities, and a brand new, not haunted, pulse rifle. Probably. Also got a shipment of taken snacks. Don't ask what's in them, don't ask where they came from, just chew. They taste like victory and dimensional displacement, payment accepted in glimmer, strange coins, or secrets about Zavala's morning routine. Ask for the special behind the shipping containers. Password is, the Drifter is handsome.
Drifter's Grey Market. You didn't hear about it from me. And if Zavala asks, I was teaching orphans how to knit when this ad played. And we're back! It's time for Call-In Corner, where I take your questions and pretend to have answers. SFX. First caller, you're live on the Cloak and Echo. What's keeping you up at night besides hive rituals?
Hey buddy. So I'm a Titan main, and I keep getting shoulder charged off cliffs in PvP. Like, all the time. How do I stop it?
Step 1. Don't stand near cliffs. Step 2. Blink. Step 3. Cry. Then write a fanfic about revenge. Step 4. Repeat. Maybe try Hunter next time? We have this great invention called jumping away.
But I like punching things.
Then punch the air on your way down, my friend. It's very therapeutic.
That's terrible advice.
That's why they don't call this show The Ghost Actually Helpful Tips. Next caller, SFX.
Buddy, what's your loadout for Gambit? I keep getting invaded and losing all my motes.
Oh, you mean Primeval Regret Simulator 3000? I run Arc Hunter, Witherhorde, and a bow I call Relationship Problems because it's complicated and causes damage over time.
He also hides behind rocks when the invasion alarm sounds.
It's called tactical repositioning, and sometimes screaming. Screaming helps confuse the invader.
It certainly confuses your teammates.
Next caller before my ghost exposes any more of my strategies. SFX.
What's your take on the witness? Do you think we stand a chance?
Mock serious, big, floaty, cryptic, has a face like a tax auditor. 10 out of 10 would not invite to poker night.
Buddy?
Look, the witness is scary, sure, but we've faced scary before. Oryx? Dead? Savathun? Super dead. That one Dreg who kept stealing my parking spot? Extremely dead.
You can't park on the tower's landing pad.
The point is, we keep fighting. That's what Guardians do. Even when the cosmic horror has better fashion sense than you.
That's surprisingly inspiring.
Don't tell anyone I said something meaningful. It'll ruin my reputation. That's all for Call-In Corner. Keep those questions coming, Guardians. Especially you, mysterious Exo, who keeps asking about Cade's chicken. I still don't know where it is.
I intercepted chatter from deep within the Neomuna cloud servers. A data construct known only as Eidolon has been activating corrupted subroutines. No one knows if it's Vex, Exo, or something else entirely.
Wait. You're telling me there's a digital ghost haunting the systems? Fantastic. I was just thinking we needed more mysterious entities trying to kill us.
This is serious, buddy. The construct appears to be searching for something. It's parsing through pre-collapse archives and leaving fragmented code everywhere it goes.
Like digital breadcrumbs or more like digital vomit?
More like footprints. And it's speaking in old Earth languages, Latin, pre-collapse dialects. Some phrases translate to "the answer lies beneath" and "the first light will reveal."
Cryptic, ominous, and vague. The trifecta of "we're all gonna die" messaging.
The most concerning part is that it's adaptive. Each time the Cloud Striders try to contain it, it evolves its encryption, almost like it's learning.
Uneasy. If your toaster starts speaking in Gregorian chant, let us know. Actually, if anything in your apartment starts speaking Latin, just run. Don't be a hero. Unless you're me, in which case, definitely be a hero.
I've sent what we know to Ikora. She's concerned.
Ikora's concerned? Great. That's Guardian speak for apocalypse incoming. Just once I'd like to hear Ikora's mildly amused or Ikora suggests a nice vacation.
Greetings, Lonely Guardians. I am Alan, and I have created LoveLink, the only dating app calibrated to your light signature.
And I am Elaine. Together we will find your perfect match or delete your ghost's memory banks trying.
Our proprietary algorithm analyzes your combat style, favorite subclass, and how often you dance in the tower.
Results may vary. Side effects include awkward crucible encounters and finding your ex on a strike team.
Just listen to our satisfied customers.
Before LoveLink, I was a sad solo hunter. Now I'm dating a warlock who only corrects my grammar twice per conversation.
Swipe left on the darkness and right on love.
Submit your light signature today and receive your first match instantly.
Match found, you and Ikora's hairline. They enjoy long walks on Europa and the extermination of the darkness.
Compatibility rating: 87% chance of awkward silence, 13% chance of actual conversation.
Alan's LoveLink. Because even immortals need awkward first dates. And trust me, immortality makes the awkward parts last a lot longer. Look, I make jokes, I dodge bullets, I steal sparrows. But real talk, every Guardian listening, you're doing the impossible. Day after day, fight after fight. Whether you're a crayon-eating titan, a floaty, book-obsessed warlock, or a slick, cloak-wearing legend like yours truly, you're the reason humanity still has a shot. So keep showing up, keep loading in, and when the sky cracks open again, you better believe I'll be right there with you. Cloak flapping in the wind, guns blazing, probably yelling something stupid like, "This is what happens when you mess with my ramen supply."
That's surprisingly inspirational.
Don't get used to it. Being sincere gives me hives. And not the fun kind that explode when you shoot them. This is Buddy signing off from the Cloak and Echo. Same weird time, same questionable frequency. And no, I still don't know who keeps stealing my ramen, but when I find them, there will be a reckoning and possibly a strongly worded letter. Depends on my mood.
Transmission ending in 3, 2, 1.
Oh! And if you see Zavala, tell him I wasn't anywhere near the speaker's old chambers with that bucket of glimmer paint. Completely unrelated incident. Buddy out! You ever get shoulder charged before the match even starts? No? Then congrats! You've never been in the Crucible on a Sunday.
I have 47 recordings of you screaming nope mid-match.
That's how I dodge supers. Yelling helps with aim. You wouldn't understand. You're just a floating light bulb. A very judgmental floating light bulb, I might add.
I am programmed for optimal Guardian performance. Your tactics are suboptimal.
Suboptimally effective, maybe. I've seen your combat logs, pal. Plenty of optimal deaths in there.
Those were learning experiences, and technically, Guardians cannot permanently die.
Oh, so you're saying I'm not learning? Is that what you're saying, Sparky?
I am merely pointing out the objective data. The data suggests room for improvement.
All right, Mr. Data. Let's just say the Crucible brings out the best and the saltiest in all of us. And sometimes the shoulder charges before the countdown even hits 0. It's a lawless wasteland of supers and shotguns, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Except maybe with less shoulder charges to the face. Picture it. Twilight Gap, me, my golden gun, 3 titans in a trench like they're prepping for siege warfare. I nail the first, second one bubbles, third one shoulder charges my soul into orbit.
You missed shot 3.
Technically true, but spiritually, I won that encounter.
You fell off the map.
Spiritually, still counts.
The scoreboard disagrees.
Scoreboards are for tryhards, Ghost. Real Guardians play for the thrill, the glory, the chance to look cool while exploding. Speaking of explosions, there was this one time, right? On Bannerfall, I had heavy, yeah? Popped my super, feeling like a god, ready to rain fiery death on my enemies. And a warlock blinked behind me and Nova bombed the wall I was standing next to. I didn't even get a shot off. I was a supernova of wasted potential.
That sounds inefficient.
Inefficient? It was tragic. But hey, that's the Crucible, right? One minute you're the hammer, the next you're a very sparkly nail. You gotta roll with the punches, laugh at the ridiculousness, and maybe, just maybe, learn a thing or two along the way. Or at least look good while failing spectacularly. That's my motto.
I believe your motto is YOLO Golden Gun Repeat.
Details, details. The point is, Crucible's chaos is what makes it beautiful. It's a learning experience disguised as a frag fest. A symphony of explosions and teabagging. And sometimes, just sometimes, you get that perfect flick shot that makes it all worthwhile. You know, the kind that makes you clip it and watch it 100 times.
Why just kill when you can slay?
Introducing the Season of Style Crucible Collection, featuring cloaks with flare, shaders that blind your enemies, and the new Dawnblade Heels Glimmer Pack.
Come dressed to resurrect.
She sold me shoes I can't even equip. Still worth it. I'm not even kidding. They look fabulous in my locker. It's an investment, all right. A Guardian's gotta have options, right? You never know when you're gonna need a solid pair of heels, even if you can't technically wear them into battle. All right, Guardians, settle down. You know what time it is. Time to embrace the salt. Let's dive into the Crucible call-in corner, where we celebrate the rage, the tilt,